Welcome to Laugh It Off with Grace. Whoa. Thank you. I have wonderful guests as usual. Our first guest today is Alycia Cooper. She's a wonderful comedian, and we're going to see her in action on this tape. Alycia Cooper. Give it up for her.
Garbage man, lift up a few manholes. Like there's all these eligible bastards waiting on the manhole for me to lift the top. Like, ooh, Alycia girl, thank you so much for lifting this top. You want to go out Friday night? And my mother would use any opportunity to try to hook me up with somebody. A couple months ago, my grandfather died, and we're at the funeral home supposedly grieving. I hear my mother in the back of the funeral home trying to hook me up with the mortician. She sounded like Celie's father in the movie The Color Purple. Alycia is old as any house, but she's no stranger to hard work. She ain't fresh though, but I expect you know that. I've never been so embarrassed in my life. I went to the back of the funeral home trying to stop this, and the mortician was really cute. I was like, okay, he's good looking, okay. And I was like, you have to find the good in everything. He is a mortician, and I am always running late for work. So at least this way he can make my face up while I'm still sleeping. And my mother stressed me out so much. I started, dating a lot of different kinds of guys and broadening my horizons. There was a time when I had standards. It was like, if I'm going to date somebody, he had to have a degree, no kids, a car, a good job. His HIV test results have to be laminated in his wallet. And they have to be less than 90 days old. Now I'm like, just give me a guy with one eyeball, one eyebrow, and a bus pass. I'm winning. I recently dated a Native American guy. That was a trip, it was interesting, It was really no different than dating any other kind of guy. I didn't know whether or not he liked me because he kept sending me big smoke signals. And I mean, he was a total player. I didn't realize you could squeeze a king-size waterbed to a teepee. But somehow he managed. We went out on our first date. He tried to get frisky by telling me we, had run out of gas in a deserted area. I was like, honey, we're on a horse. And you don't realize how much you don't know about someone's culture until you start dating them. Like, he kept talking about wounded knee. I thought he was talking about the time Nancy Kerrigan got cracked with a crowbar. His Native American name was Flies Like a Hawk. I ended up leaving him for his best friend, Hung Like a Moose.
And guess what? I have Alycia Cooper here at the studio. Hi, Alycia.
Hi, Grace. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Great. Ready to laugh it off.
Laugh it off, yes. Laugh it off. All these dating things.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
It is crazy. Dating in your 20s and dating in your 30s are two different stories.
Totally different stories. I mean, in your 30s, there's a whole new pressure on it.
Yes.
Because everybody starts looking at you like there's something wrong with you. Maybe we chose this. Maybe we're smart enough to choose this life. Oh goodness. I mean, and I've started dating all kinds of guys. I've recently, like I said, I dated a Native American, but even more recently than that, I dated a homeless guy.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, Alycia. The standards are dropping, aren't they?
They are, but I mean, at least I knew he was in love with me when he asked me to move out with him. It was a lot easier than I thought. I just opened my front door and said, honey, I'm home.
So your mom puts a lot of pressure on you to get married,
Yes,
right?
yes. She wants grandkids. I'm an only child, so.
Oh, so you're the only chance she's got.
Yes. And that wasn't easy either, growing up as an only child in the 70s, because all the sitcoms were about large families.
Exactly.
You know, Partridge Family, 8 is Enough, Brady Bunch. You know, if my parents had had a sitcom, it would have been called One is Way Too Damn Many. And whenever there was a sitcom about an only child, something was wrong with him. You know, like
Yeah, exactly.
Dennis was a menace. Punky Brewster was a little female bad kid. You know, Ricky Schroeder was a silver spoon spoiled brat. Webster was deformed.
You know, you're right. You really do have a point there.
Yeah, these are the people I'm supposed to be able to relate to.
I know. It's very hard, and especially now there was an article in the New York Times where it says that less women are getting married.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're part of that. Well, I was married for a long time, but now I'm dating, and I'm getting used to the single life.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. All my married friends are not like the happiest people in the world. And I'm like, why are you trying to get me to get married too, so I can be just as miserable as you are?
So yeah, you can be unhappy together.
Yeah, misery loves company. We can all complain together. You
Well, it
know.
can be a little boring, you know, being married to the same person. And,
Yeah.
But dating is a little hard nowadays. I notice there's a lot of pimps out there. They've been asking me for money lately.
Yes.
What is that? It's like,
Yes.
can you give me $175? I'm like, what? You know, if you don't put out, that's what they want. They want your money. You don't put out, then money. Either
Right.
one of the two.
You're right. And the men and the women have reversed positions.
I know.
You
It's like, what
know.
am I, your sugar mama? You know, it's like-
Exactly.
I'm looking for a sugar daddy myself. No, I'm kidding. If there's anybody out there,
Yeah.
I'm available.
Yeah, I'm trying to go the Anna Nicole route. You know, the
Oh, that's the only way to go.
99-year-old man with one foot in the grave, the other one on a
Totally.
banana peel.
Sign here, honey. Leave everything to me.
That's right. I will take the liver spotted up head, anything that I can get if he's guaranteed to only live 8 more hours.
You know, I was kind of in that situation, but we had problems. We had a daughter who was worried about her inheritance. Yeah. So it doesn't work. Yeah, you
goodness.
have the kids worried about it. Yeah.
You need to get, what's her name, Tanya Harding on her, the Nancy Kerrigan, that girl's niece. And get that inheritance.
I know, absolutely. And I wasn't with it for the money. You know, I just was with it for the free prescription drugs. So they didn't get it right. It's like, whatever. Da, 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 da. Well, Alycia, we need to wrap it up, unfortunately, because I would love to have you here forever. You are so funny. And you have a new DVD.
Yes, I do. I do have a new DVD.
Oh,
we can both hold it up. It's a new DVD, Alycia Cooper, Paper Chasing.
Yes.
And you can find me, Alycia with a Y, Alycia
Yes.
Cooper.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you so much, Grace.
Thank
This was a
you.
pleasure.
Are you ready for some music?
Yes, I'm ready for a lot of music.
Wonderful. Oh, me too. Well, let's give it up for the fabulous Michael Paul.
Michael!